Hello, my name is Beth Bauer, the Chief Executive Officer of the Capital Area Chapter of the American Red Cross. Thank you for joining us for our monthly edition of Meet the Red Cross. Today I'm going to speak about Club Red with some of our younger board members. It's a nationally branded program, but we've brought it to the local chapter. And during our second segment, we'll be speaking with one of our veteran health and safety instructors. Right now, I'll be speaking with Chinn, one of our young board members, and Kayla Wilbers, and we'll be talking about Club Red. How did we decide to bring Club Red to the local chapter?
Well, basically, we discovered that there was not as much, until I have a brain fart.
Not as much activity?
There just wasn't as much awareness with the younger generations in our town locally. Nationally, maybe there is, but locally, there's a big disconnect with the Red Cross, and we have basically decided to get Club Red into the Jeff City area. We're going to start here, and then as soon as that gets going, take it into some other towns in our chapter's coverage area. And basically, it's going to be 18 to 20, or 18-year-olds to 45-year-olds, give or take. You know, we're not going to turn anyone down if they're 46 or 52. But we basically just wanted to get the awareness out there and give them opportunities to donate, volunteer, and just be more involved with the Red Cross.
I know on the national level, this is part of our strategic plan, that we recognize that we reach people that are younger differently than we do different segments or different generations. So this is definitely a concerted effort by the national office to say, okay, we want to reach this generation because we know our older generations are reached differently. So what things are you doing to try to reach these younger aged people?
Sure. Basically, our membership is comprised of Gen X and Gen Y, so anyone younger than baby boomer generation, and that's basically 45 and younger. So we hope to reach those people via social media primarily, just because we know that they're already there enjoying that platform with their friends, and so this is a better way for us to reach them and keep them up on what we're doing. Great.
So can you tell me some of the activities that you're thinking about doing to kind of jumpstart this program, since it's completely new for us?
Yes, it is brand new, and so for our first event, we're having a Halloween pub crawl on Friday, October 28th in downtown Jefferson City, and anyone is welcome to come on downtown about 8 p.m. that evening, wear your Halloween costume, and come grab a cup from the designated location there on High Street, and you can get a cup and take part in a lot of specials going on downtown, participate in the costume contest, and then just enjoy time spreading awareness about Red Cross and raising money for them. All proceeds from the cups go to the American Red Cross.
Great. And how did you pick this out of all the events that you could possibly do? How did you decide this would be your first event?
Well, since it is the first event and it's a new chapter, not people who participate don't know each other very well, and for Gen Xers and Gen Ys, we easily mingle over a cocktail after a day at work or something. So we thought this would be a very informal venue for people to get to know one another and learn about what the goal is of the group.
So it's more of a social event to get together, and then less Red Cross information, but more of that first event being social, so you can reach people.
We wanted to make it social and fun instead of just having people come and listen to an informative meeting for an hour. We want to get them out, have some fun, let them know that it's not all just hard work and volunteering. You know, we want to have a little fun with it, kind of get Club Red out there. You know, just since they don't even know what it is, we wanted to have a fun way just to get them introduced to the group, and then once they, you know, get a little bit more involved, then we can rope them in a little bit.
Right, good. So are you seeking members? Is that something that you hope to do, is build on this?
The organization primarily works off volunteer opportunities and events. So we'll plan meetings as necessary and response to these volunteer inquiries and events happening around the community. So we'll either meet more frequently around those events and volunteer opportunities for individuals and see where it goes from there.
Okay, so how are you getting people to come to the pub crawl?
We have a
means?
Facebook page.
Okay.
Definitely. So you'll have to come find us on Facebook. It's Club Red Central Missouri Chapter is our Facebook page. So come find us. We have a great logo, and then from there you can go to we have an event page that's for our pub crawl. You can go there and find out all the details, the bars that are involved and the specials. And once they like our Facebook page, they'll be updated with all the different events that we have going on. Mm-hmm. So that'll be our main point of contact with everyone.
Can you tell me how you both became involved with the Red Cross? Because you are younger than our traditional board members.
Sure. My initial experience with the Red Cross was as a lifeguard here in Jefferson City as a teenager. And so that's how I was first introduced, and then that relationship continued through college with blood drives and other activities. And this has actually been my first experience on the other side of the Red Cross, disaster response and things like that. So that's how I got involved and was pursued about joining that side and helping out. And so that's how I became a part of it.
Okay.
For me, it's definitely through work, with us responding to fires and helping people redo their homes. We definitely hear a lot about what the Red Cross does for the families and helping them get back on their feet. So it's really close to my work life as well. So that, and I work with a previous board member, and she was heavily involved with the Red Cross and used to work for Blood Services. So through her, I learned a lot about the Red Cross and what they were doing, and she thought that I would love to be more involved, and I think it's a great thing. So.
Okay, so tell me again, who can be a member in Club Red?
Sure, anyone ages 18 to 45 that's interested in volunteering in the Jefferson City community, anyone that's interested in just helping spread awareness and raise money for the Red Cross and disaster relief, Joplin, the floods here that we were threatened with, all of the proceeds from all of our events go to those funds. So anyone that really has a heart to volunteer and help participate is more than welcome to join us in our efforts.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And so the first event, the date again is?
Sure, it's Friday, October 28th, and that'll kick off at 8 p.m. So just meet downtown. You won't be able to miss us, and have a good time.
Okay. And if you're how old? What's the earliest or the youngest you can be?
Sure. You have to be 21 to join in the pub crawl. Yes. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So 21. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's a good age to start.
Yes.
And if anybody has any questions or anything, they can email us at clubred.centralmissouri@gmail.com.
Would you repeat that?
Sure. It's clubred.centralmo@gmail.com.
And would you repeat the Facebook page?
Yes, it is Club Red Central Mo Chapter.
Okay. So all what I call young kids, and I say that wishing I were younger, you can get onto Facebook and you can hit that email and you can find out more information. This is Facebook and the email that's perfect for the Gen X, Gen Myers to get on there and do that. And this is a new venture for our chapter. We want to get young people involved, and this is a perfect way to get involved and with a social event. And we're very, very excited at the chapter, and I know even our veteran board members are excited about it and are going to help out. So we're very excited about that. So moving on, we'll come back and we will talk to Lonnie Landrum after the break about health and safety.
In America, you are not required to offer food to the hungry or shelter to the homeless. There is no ordinance forcing you to visit the lonely or comfort the infirm. In fact, nowhere in the Constitution does it say you have to provide anything for anybody. Thank you for all you've given. Imagine what more could do.
Hi, I'd like to welcome you back to Meet the Red Cross. With me, I have Lonnie Landrum, one of our veteran instructors in health and safety. Welcome, Lonnie.
Oh, thank you, Beth.
How long have you been with the chapter as a health and safety instructor?
Roughly since 1988.
1988. That's why we call you a veteran instructor.
I was 12.
You were 12. Okay, I'll go with that, Lonnie. So you teach health and safety courses, and you also do train the trainer courses.
Yes.
And can you tell me what the difference?
Well, the difference with is health and safety is basically your basic level training that a lot of people take that work in basically nurses, daycare centers, retirement centers. The dentist office may take some of the courses. They'll be more on the professional level. But the basically the classes, certified classes are kind of really important for them. A lot of them are required by state, some are required by business.
Okay. So tell me, why did you decide to become an instructor for the Red Cross?
Well, actually, back in 1988 as a sergeant working for the Department of Corrections, it was like, oh, we volunteer you. But since then, I've loved it. I've always enjoyed teaching. I've been a teacher for many years.
Okay. So tell me some of the courses that the Red Cross offers and some of them that you teach, or maybe you teach all of them.
Well, actually, I don't teach all of them. We have actually a class in swimming, lifeguarding, and they're on a professional level. And I don't teach that because you really need to know how to swim well, and that kind of leaves me out.
Okay.
I swim like a rock.
Okay.
But we do offer babysitting classes, which is an interesting class for children from 11 to 15.
Okay.
And it's a really good program. I actually teach that.
Okay.
And also we have a dog first aid, or pet first aid, if you want to refer to it as that. And for dogs and cats, the owners that are really in tune to their animals. Now this is a class also I don't teach, but we have some good instructors that teach that as well. And also now bloodborne pathogen I do teach. And a lot of your companies that work with box knives, various things like that, where they can be cut or wounds, etc., actually is a requirement by OSHA standards. And this is also covered by OSHA. So this program is a good program for them to have as well.
Okay.
Now the wilderness and remote, you have to be CPR certified currently to take this program. It's a 2-day program. Now there's no, basically no video with this. It's out in the wilderness for 2 days. And you learn basically if help's delayed, what to do. A lot of your Boy Scouts and people of the sort that would be out camping, traveling, hiking out in no man's land, more or less, would probably want this program.
Okay.
Now, actually, like I said, this is a good program because my wife and son actually teach this.
Okay.
And then, of course, the professional rescue for your EMS, nurses, this is a program that they'd want to take. And this is actually, and I always thought it was kind of interesting, this is their book, and then the person underneath them, basically lay responders, this is a third book. So you can see there's lots of information here. Now this doesn't cover first aid, but this covers first aid and CPR.
Okay.
But so basically a lot of your people like this, because this is more your quality CPR as far as we do the hands only. CPR, where we teach them compressions only, no breathing. But your more accurate CPR would be breathing and then also compressions. And of course, we've had some changes as of July of this year.
So can you tell me about, you said there have been changes by the Red Cross. What do those changes involve?
Well, basically one of the changes is we used to teach the ABC, open up the airway, look, listen, and feel for 10 seconds. And then you go to B, give 2 breaths and 1 second breath for each one. And then you go to compressions. Now what's changed here is that now we do ACB. Open up the airway, you look, listen, and feel for 10 seconds. If there's no life, movement, or breathing, you go to 30 compressions, and then you give the 2 breaths. That's, of course, for the adult above the age of 12. Now, for children 1 to 12, we still do the ABC, and then, of course, also for infants. And then there's a few other criteria on that, and I don't want to get into really serious detail on that. There's a lot of extra information that would be on that as well.
Okay.
But I will say that it's a great program now. The American Red Cross has digitally went to the digital world, and people can get on the internet now, and they can download the material free of charge. So
Okay.
you'll see his library or materials, but they can download all, basically about any material that's here that can be downloaded. They go to basically redcross.org and follow the prompts on it. And here's a little cheat sheet for this.
Okay.
And it's really a great way to look at classes and do things.
Okay.
Also, if you've, and I recommend redcrossrefresher.com to everybody. And this is a refresher course. And what happens, the certification that you're going to ask me, basically in some sense have changed to 2 years for CPR. Now what happens within 3 months, people begin to forget things. Within a year, probably not there if they haven't done it. So there's a little refresher that Red Cross will send them a reminder if we have their email address, or just get onto this website and take it as many times as you want. If it's once a month, once a week, however you want to do it, it's of course free of charge, and it has some really great questions in it. And I would recommend anybody, you don't even have to be American Red Cross, I don't care, get on there and look at it. Because you know Red Cross is about prevention. We can prevent injuries and prepare people and have people to respond, the more lives we can save.
Right.
Because the statistics itself shows 900,000 people died in 2008 from some type of a heart disease. So it's great to see people save lives.
Right. So you had mentioned that our certification changed, and how did that change?
It basically went from a 1 year for CPR to a 2 year. Now, first aid is also changed. It used to be 3, and now it's 2.
Okay.
Now, the difference of changing, I'd like to say also, is on the, basically the labor responder, I always call it the labor responders. This first aid CPR AED, this book here. We no longer check the pulse on the adult, child, and infant, but in the professional level, we do. Now, for those that are out there that are professional, we used to teach them to look, listen, and feel for 10 seconds for breathing, and then they would check the pulse for 10 seconds. Now we combine those two together, so you do it at the same time. So they really, really hope they do get on there and look at the differences.
And when you say lay responder, what does that mean?
And basically, a lay responder is a person, basically the first person that's going to be there till help arrive. So basically, they're going to be evaluating the situation, checking the scene for safety, checking the victim, and then providing proper care till EMS arrive.
Okay, okay.
And then, like I said, the CPR, compressing the chest down, compressing that heart to get blood circulating through the vital organs of the body, because after 10 minutes of no oxygen, brain damage is irreversible. So the quicker we can respond, the quicker we can react, the better off we are.
Right. And you talked about AED. What is an AED for those out there that don't know that?
The automatic external defibrillator basically is the device that will give a shock. And it gives a shock, basically, once you give a shock, it'll go back and analyze the body again every 2 minutes. And what happens on the AED, it'll pick up either the heart's beating too fast or not beating in the correct rhythm, and it'll give a shock. And it'll stop the heart, it'll defibrillate, and then hopefully the heart will start back into a normal rhythm. And that's what the AED does.
And in this course, the first aid, CPR, AED, people learn how to use that.
Correct. Because they'll learn CPR and also AED, and then if they, of course, take the first aid components, we'll cover the first aid parts.
And how important is it to know how to use an AED?
I think it's extremely important because we found out basically for every minute that CPR and AED is delayed, it reduces life expectancy by 10%. So within 10 minutes, that's, well, let's just say the statistics are not good.
Right, right. So when you teach these courses, do you teach community courses, or do you teach for businesses, or both?
And actually we teach for both. We teach for community courses where anybody can enroll in the program, or if a business out in the community wants the program, they'll call us and we go there and either set up the program there at their site.
Right. So what would you say to a business owner that perhaps sees this program who has employees that have not been trained in CPR, first aid, and AED?
Well, I'd say the biggest thing is prevention. If we can, the more we can train people on first aid, CPR, make them aware of their surroundings and aware of decision making, I think the less accidents they'll have, and financially, I think that would benefit the companies better. And I'm not sure if there'd be a reduction in the cost of their insurance or what, but there may be some other things that could evolve from that as well. But the big thing is prevention, because nobody wants anybody hurt or injured.
Exactly. So as you've gone along through the years since you've taught since 1988, how many changes have you seen in the way we teach, or the way you teach, and the Red Cross has changed?
Well, basically, it's been very small changes, but there has been some changes. Approximately about every 5 years, you'll see an upgrade. But they have basically different national associations and stuff that deal with cardio, so forth, whether it be heart conditions organizations out there, reevaluate, look at situations, and then make the changes. So it's been pretty, to me, they've been minor.
Minor. So again, now that our certification has gone to 2 years, that refresher course that people can take online for free is incredibly important.
Yes.
Because people forget what they've learned.
If you don't use it, you'll lose it.
Exactly.
It's like doing long division. If you don't practice it, you have probably forgotten it.
Right. So that's definitely a good suggestion for people to go on to look at those and take those refresher courses, because it's free and it'll keep them up to date.
Yes, and I'd recommend more than just every 3 months too, because people get, we're so busy in our lives and other issues and problems, and it really needs to be probably once a month, in my opinion.
Right, right. Well, Lonnie, I appreciate you coming on today. I know Lonnie is someone who's an inspiration to me, because he teaches classes and everyone loves him. He's a mainstay at the office, and again, the Red Cross people know us for the training that we do and how important that is. So again, thank you, Lonnie, for coming on, and we appreciate you joining us with Meet the Red Cross, and we will see you next month. Thank you.
Thank you, Beth.